Sri Gurubhyo Namaha children, welcome to our online teaching academy Ekalaiva. In our previous class we have learned about solenoid. So now I am going to continue the class. So we know that the name of the lesson is magnetic effect of electric current of CBSE class 10 science. So now in this video what are we going to learn? We are going to learn about a activity, and from that activity we are going to interpret something. Okay. So first we will start with an activity. So let me show you the picture. So we need a stand, okay, and then we need an aluminium rod, and we need a horseshoe magnet, and we need conductors, key, and as well as the battery. And this is how we have to set up the circuit. Okay. So what I am going to do is I am going to connect the aluminium rod with the key and as well as the battery. Once I have connected, I should suspend that aluminium rod in between the magnet, horseshoe magnet. Then in order to suspend that aluminium rod, I need a stand for that. Okay. So now what I am going to do here, obviously I am going to allow, by switching on the key, I am going to allow the current to pass through that. So you can see the terminals of the battery. So the direction of the current in the aluminium rod is from B to A. So you can see the arrow mark. So it is from B to A. So when current is flowing from B to A, what would be the direction of the magnetic field over here? So if you see the direction of the magnetic field, we know that it is from north to south. So in this region, the current and as well as the magnetic field, they are perpendicular to each other. So when they are, the current and as well as the magnetic field, when they are perpendicular to each other, force has been exerted. And the force which is exerted over here will act on either the aluminium rod or the magnetic field. And we know that aluminium rod has been suspended freely over here. So the force which is exerted will act on the aluminium rod and makes the aluminium rod to move towards the left side. So that is one observation. Suppose if I change the direction of the current by changing the terminals, okay, if I change the terminals, then I will allow the current to flow from A to B, but there is no change in the direction of the magnetic field, only there is a change in the direction of the current. So if I reverse the direction of the current, and obviously the force which is exerted also will get reversed. So now the aluminium rod will move towards the right side. This is the another observation. So in the first case, when we allow the current to flow from B to A, the aluminium rod will move towards the left side. When I reverse the current, and obviously the force which is exerted also is get reversed and makes the aluminium rod to move towards the right side. Now even I can, if I change the direction of the magnetic field, okay, so if I make this horseshoe magnet upside down, if I bring the north pole up and south pole down, again the force which is exerted will get reversed. So if I change the direction of the current, or else if I change the direction of the magnetic field, the force which is exerted also will get reversed. So that was the conclusion over here. So let me recall one more time the conclusion. Okay, force is exerted. The very first thing what we are observing here is, when magnetic field and as well as the current, when they are perpendicular to each other, that is when they are at right angle, they will exert a force. So force has been exerted. And the next one, the direction of the force is reversed. When does it reversed? When the direction of the current through the conductor is reversed. And then if the direction of the field is changed vertically downward by interchanging the poles of the magnet, the direction of the force acting on the current carrying conductor get reversed. So when magnetic field and as well as current, when they are perpendicular to each other, they will exert a force. And if I change the direction of the current, force will get changed. And if I change the direction of the magnetic field, and obviously the direction of the force also will get reversed. Now in order to find out the direction of the force, we have a rule. So the name of the rule is Fleming's left hand rule. Before that, we will find out the factors which will influence the force exerted here. Okay. So how can I increase the force? Force is directly proportional to current. Force is directly proportional to current. So force is directly proportional to current. So if I increase the current or decrease the current, the force is also will increase or decreased. Force is directly proportional to the strength of the magnetic field. So F is directly proportional to B. So if there is a change in the magnetic field, and there will be a change in the force, and force is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. So if I increase or decrease the length of the conductor, and obviously forces also will get increased or decreased. So force is directly proportional to length. So I have combined everything. So F is directly proportional to current, magnetic field and length of the conductor. So in order to remove this proportionality, we brought a constant. So F is equal to KIBL, and K's value is 1, so that the F has become F is equal to IBL. So these are the factors which will influence the force exerted by the current carrying conductor. Now let us learn about the rule, that is Fleming's left hand rule. How can we find out the direction of the force which is exerted here? So this, stretch the thumb, forefinger and middle finger of your left hand. So you have to stretch your thumb, forefinger and as well as middle finger. 3 fingers you have to stretch. How you are supposed to stretch? They should be mutually perpendicular. They should be mutually perpendicular. So everything should be in the right angle. Thumb, forefinger, middle finger, all the 3 will be mutually perpendicular. Then if the forefinger points the direction of magnetic field, so forefinger shows the direction of magnetic field and middle finger points the direction of current. So middle finger shows the direction of current, then thumb will point in the direction of motion or force acting on the conductor. So your forefinger, if forefinger indicates the direction of magnetic field and middle finger indicates the direction of the current, then your thumb will indicate the direction of force which is exerted. Yes, based on this, by using this rule, let me do an example. An electron, so look at this question properly. An electron enters a magnetic field at a right angle to it as shown in the figure. The direction of the force acting on the electron will be, so here they have given the magnetic field. So in the magnetic field an electron is entering through that. And in our previous lesson we have learned about conventional current as well as electronic current. Okay. So now the electron enters, so the direction of conventional current will be opposite to the electron. So the direction of the current will be vertically upward. It is an indirect question. So when current flows up, and the magnetic field is in this side. So what would be the direction of the force exerted here? So according to that you have to keep your left hand. Okay, by using the Fleming's left hand rule we can find the answer for this. Okay, so magnetic field is from west to east. You have to keep your finger according to that. Okay, so your finger has to be from left to let me have it like this. Okay, so your magnetic field is from west to east, so it should indicate in this way, from here to here magnetic field, and the current is vertically upward. So you have to keep your finger like this. So this is magnetic field and this is direction of the electric current. If that is so, the force will be exerted according to this board into the board, or if you take it in a book, the force will be into the page. So you have to keep your finger in this way. You are supposed to keep your finger like this. So your middle forefinger indicates the direction of magnetic field. This is your forefinger, indicates the direction of magnetic field, and this is your middle finger. Middle finger indicates the direction of current, and your thumb will be on that side, okay, into the page or into the board. So you are supposed to keep your finger like this. So according to this question, the force which will exerted will be in the direction of into the page or into the board. Yes, this is how you have to answer such type of questions. Now let me tell you the use of medicine, use of magnetism in medicine. So we know very well that our body is made up of 70% of water content. Okay, so which means so many ions are running through our veins, nerves as well as, yes. So when they are flowing through that, and obviously they are flowing, no, so charges are flowing through that. When charges are flowing through that, and there will be a magnetic field around it, so magnetic field will be produced over there. The magnetic field which is produced here is very weak. Okay, when you compare with the earth, it is 1/1000th of the earth's magnetic field. So we know that earth is also acting like a very big bar magnet. Okay, so around the earth we have so many magnetic field lines. So when we compare that, our body which is producing the magnetic field is only 1/1000th. Okay, so in our body, the heart and as well as the brain, because there the blood circulation will be higher, so that the magnetic field which is produced over there also, it is very high. So when we are this MRI scan, it is used to find out the magnetic field produced by these organs. So it will image the magnetic field produced by the organs, and we can interrupt with that results. Okay, yes. So that's all about the medicine in case of magnetism in medicine. So based on this Fleming's left hand rule, we'll be dealing with a very bigger topic in the next video. Okay, with this I'll complete. Please do subscribe our channel to get the latest updates. Thank you, children.